Righto, chaps, how the devil? It's party time tonight. It's party time in Republican Town, isn't it? So after the anticipated merriment of yesterday, when not one, but two major Republicans thrashed the opposition and comfortably won their elections in Virginia, it's been all fun and games on the mainstream media. So it's party time. Bootneck has had a lob on all day. I love watching these maniacs melt down in public. It's fantastic to watch. Almost as good as those Trump election videos, watching the likes of Rachel Maddow and Anderson Cooper and Van Jones basically have a histrionic meltdown on national television. It was wonderful to see. However, even those epic videos now pale into insignificance compared to what we see now, because 4.5 years is a very, very long time in these globalist, interconnected times, and the world can go absolutely bonkers in a very short period of time. So tonight, I'm going to show you one of the maddest things I've ever watched. It's MSNBC's deranged communist race baiter in chief, Joy Reid, having a meltdown when specifically asked about the two Virginia victories. Just listen to what she has to say.
You have to be willing to vocalize that these Republicans are dangerous, that this isn't a party that's just another political party that disagrees with us on tax policy, that at this point, they're dangerous. They're dangerous to our national security because stoking that kind of soft white nationalism eventually leads to the hardcore stuff.
Right. Stoking that crazy white nationalism eventually leads to the hardcore stuff. Let me now show you. You all know what Mr. Youngkin looks like, because I was talking about him yesterday. But let me show you who Joy Reid is talking about there when she's talking about these two white nationalists. Let me show you Winsome Sears, the victor of the runoff for Virginia's Lieutenant Governor. Winsome Sears. I mean, you can't really tell by the name, can you? It could be a bloke. Could be a big, horrible, crusty, pale and stale, rich white man. Ooh, the worst of the worst. Well, this is Winsome Sears. Winsome Sears. An old, greyed woman that, I mean, she doesn't look like Margaret Thatcher. There's just something about her I can't quite place. Something about her that possibly suggests to me that, you know, maybe it'd be a little bit difficult for her to convincingly come across as a white nationalist. Funny old thing. And this is the maddest part. An old lady born in Jamaica, not even born in the United States, an old black woman born in Jamaica is definitely a white supremacist because she occasionally disagrees with communists, right? But isn't a white nationalist? This guy. Definitely not. Definitely not. An old, crusty, career politician who's been in service to this, well, not service, serving himself, who has worked, who has suckled on the taxpayers' tits for 40 years during some of the most, and agreed with some of the most, and passed some of the most egregious legislation against the minority communities for his entire career. He's said racist things, he's done racist things. He's a rich, old white man, but he is definitely not a white suit. He is basically Bob Marley. He's Bob Marley if he just lived a little bit longer. You know, he'd have got a bit paler, you know, living in Scranton, and shaved his dreads off. That's what he looked like. Don't know about the sniffing women thing. I don't know where that comes from. Obviously, that's a genetic throwback to the legacy of slaves, because the slave masters used to sniff the women, and if they were hard workers, they had a certain scent. But there you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, gaze upon the face of black empowerment right here. Gaze upon the face of black empowerment, and here, gaze upon the face of hate The face of tyranny and subjugation. I'll tell you one more face we should look at. This fucking face. Because if you can bring yourself to utter those words on national television and call an old black woman the face of white supremacy, you really are a fucking clown. Thanks for watching. See you guys at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Take it easy.